Hi guys, how we doing? Oh boy, do I have a problem? Damn, I do have a problem. There's always a problem. For some reason, every time I start a stream, there is a problem. But I think the problem is solved. Who knows? I have no idea what's going on. Nana, thank you for joining. Appreciate you, my dude. Mr. Flip. Mr. or Mrs. Flip. Axluma. Serendi. Swoozy. Yeah, Nana's always first, dude. He's... Nana's freaking everywhere, man. Oh... I just barely managed to start on time. Just barely. Like, we're technically 6 minutes late. But it's like, it's good enough, right? Because yeah, last week we were 30 minutes late. And, yeah. Hi, Fifi. Come. You want to come here? Come. Come. Come on, Fifi. Come on. Come on. Okay. Vic, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. That is definitely not necessary, but I appreciate you. Late is late. Mr. Nix Keys. Shiva, thank you for joining. Damn, Navid, you've aged. Dude, I have aged. Like a lot, dude. A lot. Missed seeing you every Saturday. Thank you, Platty. I appreciate you, man. I miss being here. This is like... I was telling my wife that streaming last week, I felt like a human for the first time in 4 weeks. Like, just getting here, hanging out with you guys, building keyboards for like 3-4 hours continuous, I felt like a human. Okay, Fifi, your time is up. Okay. Hector, thanks for joining. Big H, welcome back, my dude. You and I are in the same boat, the same rocky, miserable, sleep-deprived boat. It will get better. It will definitely get better. I'm told by everyone that week 6 is a very big milestone. And Vic, you're right. This is the oblique. This is the same oblique from... Oh, hi, Fifi. You're back. Okay. It's the same oblique from last week with the Toreros in it. I've been rocking it with the Toreros, and it's delicious. It's really nice. Okay, Fifi, how am I gonna do my... I don't know how I'm gonna... Okay, thank you, Fifi. You're very kind. My last stream, my wife gave me 10 minutes to wrap it up, so the stream was rushed. Yeah, basically. I kind of have to time things right, so that, because like my dad is visiting from out of town with his fiance, and they're all going out for the day. Fifi, you can't. That's not. She's like, here. Hi, Fifi. Hi. Anyways, we kind of got to do good with time. You should check out the Chug seeing that mug. This is a beautiful mug. I love it. It's one of my favorites. My wife got it for me. Kamori, thank you for the sub, my dude. I appreciate you, man. Definitely not necessary, but I appreciate you. I think you're the handsome king. That's what I think. Okay. Fifi decides, not you. You know what, Nana? Everyone that is not me has been deciding. The one person that has been making no decisions in the last 4 weeks is this guy. You know who has Do you know who has been making the decisions? It's Mininav. Mininav is making all the decisions. All right, guys. So we gotta get cracking because we don't have infinite time. We are on limited time. We are on very limited time, and we have quite a bit that we need to get through today. Our visitors weren't helpful in the slightest. Stayed for a week, didn't do anything to make us do more work. Brought their 5-year-old, didn't even take off. Wow. So I'm lucky. Our visitors are actually very helpful and very accommodating and very nice. So I think I got lucky. My mom has been coming over and helping. She's been great. My dad, who's been here for a couple days from out of town, they've been great. I've been quite lucky. So I don't have any complaints. The only complaints that I have are from problems of my own making, which are the ones that live up here. Okay, so let me welcome you guys to the agenda very quickly. This song is too chill. It's called Soft Corners of the Screen is what this song is called. I do not want that. Steam and So It Begins. That's the song I want. Okay, so plan. We have 2 boards. We have, before I start. So this is a sponsored stream. Nick's Keys has been a day one sponsor of all of this. So from the day that I started, they've been a sponsor of the channel. Shiva is also a good friend of mine. So as I've said before, this is the second time streaming this board. I am naturally inclined to love this board. So please keep that in mind. They are sponsors. I like them a lot. They're my friends, right? So obviously there's going to be some level of bias. Now, with that said, I do like to go about my streams as tinkery, scientifically, if that's a word, as possible. And so what we're going to be doing today is trying to rush through initial builds to get to as many rebuilds as possible, because we have the original R1 Eclipse. This is the one that we streamed, whatever, like a month or 2 ago. So that's the original. And then we have the Ragnarok edition, which is the brass bottom edition with the crazy finish. So the initial plan is to speed build both builds, okay? This is the Rag Edition and the R1 with MX Blacks, GMK keycaps, and Knights stabs across the board. So as close as possible to essentially identical builds with the same mount, and we're going to do a side-by-side comparison of the two. Is it Ragnaros or Ragnarok? Oh, shoot, it's Ragnarok. Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad. Sorry. It is what it is. It's Ragnarok. So I've been calling it Rag, so like, we'll just call it Rag. So we're going to do Rag and the R1 Eclipse side-by-side. Yeah, dad brain. This is like, All right, so we'll do side-by-side. We'll have to speed run the builds so we can get MX Black side-by-side. Then we're going to try to get as many rebuilds as possible with the Rag Edition. So this is the brass bottom edition. I have my switches up over here on the right. There's 6 switches that I'd like to run this board through. I'm not sure if we're going to get to 6, but we're going to try. What I have is HMX Wave Rider Tactiles, Kiki Crepes, Wingtree Nezuko's, HMX Valyrians, HMX Egg Yolk, and then Cherry Stubs, which are MX Blacks with stub stems, so heavy tactile stubs. That's what we're going to try to run the board through on rebuilds. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to. Now, last thing, couple disclaimers. So one, I'm running a Galatea PCB on the Rag because the production PCBs or production proto PCBs, whatever, have not come through yet. So it'll be this guy that we're going to be using for the Rag Edition. I don't think it will affect sound, but that's what we have. So that's disclaimer number 1. Disclaimer number 2 is that the handle on the case is on the wrong side. Here is our case. We have ads. Okay. Here is our case. Handle is on the wrong side. That's one disclaimer. There are a couple other small disclaimers. Let me look at my notes. Or actually, more specifically, let me look at the notes that Shiva sent me and see if there's anything material that we need to cover up front before we dive in. Okay, where is it? Okay, so Group Buy will run from July 23rd to August 31st. Oh, interesting point. I didn't know that this was the case. I don't know if you guys knew this, but there are included dampeners, basically force brake pads, included with the Eclipse, and you can actually get different hardnesses of force brake, basically. So you can literally tune or play around with different hardnesses of force brake to get different levels of resonance with your board, which I thought was actually the coolest thing. I've never heard, like, it might have been done before. I've never heard of it. So I thought that was very, very cool. Second disclaimer, gaskets are a little bit loose. They will fall off the plate. This has been fixed. So production gaskets will have tighter tolerances. Screw heads right now have different sizing. This will also be fixed. So it'll be the same sizing for all of the screws used in the board. I think that's I think that's about it. Okay, let's take a look. So, as Shiva mentioned in chat, this is the case for Rag Edition. The regular will have a gray case. All I did, by the way, was open these up and look at them. I did not look at anything else. I literally just opened it, made sure things were as they should be, and then closed it back up. So I haven't actually taken a significant look at this. Like I haven't opened up all the parts and looked through all the parts, so we'll do that together. The only thing I did do, and big wow guys, holy crap, was look at the finish. And it kind of blew me away. I posted about it and just making a little bit of notes. Ooh, this finish had me kind of wowed. Gotta run, but I'll pop back in after my errands. Alright, Big H, thanks for stopping by, man. Okay, guys. The packaging and stuff is also for the proto. Production unit will have better bags. Okay. Oh, this thing is heavy. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Oh. Alright. Look at that. Isn't that wild? Isn't that just nuts? Holy crap, look at that. Guys, it blew me away. Alright, let me take off the plastic and let's just look at this all in. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. I think I might have to repick keycaps, honestly. I'm not sure. Guys, keycaps, I was struggling a little bit because I wasn't sure what to put. Let's just move this to the side. Ooh. Clean up my aisle. Clean up aisle my pants. You scratch it, you buy it. Is that a promise, Shiva? Because I'll scratch it right now. I will scratch it right now. Ooh. Honestly, Shiva, I would love for you to do a write-up or a video or anything on the process of how you achieved this color, this coat. It is wild, my dude. Wild. Guys, this is smooth. Wow. Isn't that nuts? Wow, with the plastic off, it is nuts. Oh my god. Whew. cool. The way it just kind of transitions. Oh boy. Wow. Oh yeah, and you can see here, because their PCB is going to come with pogo pins, the ones that you get from the group buy, but it's also H87 compatible, so you have the JST as well. That's great, which is good because today we're going to be using an H87 JST. Naveed, is it heavier? Bro, it is heavier. It is much, much heavier. Hold on. Oh, Shiva, I might have to intercept the package. Tamori using his freaking mob connections. Okay. Wait. Someone gave me shit for this last time. I need to put it on a surface. Do I have a... Okay, here we go. Hold on. Okay. This. Okay. So you can make it out. We're at 0. 8.4 pounds. Which is 3,830 milliliters. 3.8 kilos bare. I really want to see the one with lightning effects. I think it was called Mjolnir. Ooh, I haven't. Oh yeah, that was similar, I think, to the other one, to the first R1 proto that I had on stream a while ago. Would GMK Mitland look good on this? By the way, hi Mikey, thanks for joining, man. Mitland, maybe. It probably would, actually. I'm not 100% sure because you know what? You know what? Actually, I think it would look great. I think you're right, Mikey. Mitland will look awesome on this. That's a good call. Ooh. Okay, let's put this away. Alright. Nuts. That is just cool. Wait, GMK Mitland is mine. Don't do it. Don't worry, Mikey. I was thinking of putting digital nightmares on this. I think nightmares would look good. I also had Mitolad pulled up, but that might be a little too much. Same. The stainless one would probably be close to 5.5. That's wild. So yeah. So there is a version of this which is brass bottom, stainless steel top. That would be crazy. Okay, let's finish up looking through the case, and then let's pull out R1, take a look at it, and then we gotta get to building. Okay. Okay, so we have our gaskets of different hardness. This, we're gonna need to figure out how we wanna do this, because, as you guys may know, the R1 prototype. Oh, okay, guys. So these are the resonance dampeners. So these are basically the force breaks, and you have different hardnesses of force break, right? This is what we were talking about earlier. So you can literally tune it and kind of swap it. I wonder, actually, because like, okay, so on the Athena 65, the first board from Nick's Keys, playing around with gaskets, like which ones you used, which ones you didn't. Got quite a bit of different performance out of it, and then we have our stickers and our bump-ons, and we have our top mount screws. So I'll put this over on the side. So anyways, I'm curious how playing around with different hardnesses of force breaks will affect sound. I typically like my boards to have a bit more resonance. So we have our PP plate, which I'm not going to use. And then we have our alu plate, which I am going to use. +1 to digital nightmares. That's what I'm leaning towards, Conan. By the way, hi, Conan. I saw you earlier and I forgot to say hi. Sorry about that, man. Phoenix, thank you for joining, man. Good afternoon. Anomalous, hello. Unfortunately not, due to margins being low, with the low MOQ of brass. If we were to do this with vendors, we have to price it more. Okay. Nice. Okay, so let's put this aside for a moment, and let's take a look at our R1 Eclipse, and then we will come back to this. Okay. Now, the R1 Eclipse, this is the same board that that we looked at, I think, a month or 2 or 3 ago. The finish is different, but it is the same board. And what that means is because it was an R1 Proto, obviously the case hasn't come in, might be missing a few things, or not, because we have our gaskets, we have our resonance dampeners, and we have our top mount screws. Nice. Now, this one was the aged alu finish, and this one looks ridiculous as well. And so I have already put in my order in the early access for a raw unit, and I'm thinking about switching it to this aged alu look. Because guys, this thing looks pretty freaking nuts. Let me take the plastic off so you guys can actually see. But up close, the aged alu looks wild. I've never seen something like this. The patina, the way this is kind of worked out, it's nuts. It looks really, really, really good. And you know what I'm realizing, by the way? I never actually showed you guys the back of the rag. So I will show that to you in a minute. There we go. Standard, thank you for joining, Anne. Vic, you also ordered during EA. Interesting. I thought you weren't able to. Hello, Aurora, thank you for joining. Okay, this is the aged alu R1 Eclipse. Fundamentally, there are no internal differences that will impact sound. There are a couple differences in terms of the, I believe the, Shiva, you're gonna have to remind me what the difference was between this version and the updated R2 prototype. But my understanding is that the difference is the dampeners won't work on this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go no dampeners for our comparison, top mount. So top mount, full resonance comparing the two. Then with the Rag Edition, we'll play around with dampeners, potentially do gasket mount. We'll see how we feel. So this is the aged alu look, and it is pretty freaking awesome. One thing that I'll point out is in terms of texture, there is none. Like, it kind of just feels like, I mean, it's not quite ano, but it also doesn't have the texture of typical patina. Like, I don't know if you guys have felt patinas before, but patinas often have a very mild texture to it. This kind of doesn't. It's fairly smooth. It does have a tiny bit of texture, but it's not like, it's quite hard to explain. But for the most part, it just feels like smooth aluminum. I'm so curious how you achieve this, dude. This is just wicked. I might want to switch to this, to be honest. And then here's the oh, you did the weight too. Oh, that is wicked. Wow. So let's do the weight. Okay. All right, this is kilos. We are looking at 2 kilos, so 2.075 versus 3.8. So this one is just under double, like 1.8, 1.9, whatever it is. Wild. Ooh. Okay, let's do it. here is our side by side. Let's do this. What do you guys think? I'm too sleepy. I'll see the VOD later. Good night, Jam. Thanks for joining, man. I got the orange version of your desk mat. Got it from 1UP0. I also got mine from 1UP0. So I'm struggling a bit because I don't know which one I like more. There's something wildly unique about this finish, but there's also something super special about this one. I legit don't know which one I like more. All right. Okay, we're gonna have to get moving, so let's do it. First build is going to be alu plate, top mount, MX blacks, with GMK keycaps and night stabs. Now my night stabs, I started prepping them, but baby is as baby does, and I wasn't able to finish the prep, so we're gonna have to finish prepping the night stabs. Thankfully, Shiva sent over a little gift somewhere that will help. I don't know where. Where'd it go? There it is. Okay, so Shiva is going to be stocking these revolvers, the Lube Pen revolvers, which I'm pretty excited for because we haven't had a vendor for them in Canada. There we go. Nice. Okay, let's do it. We need to get working. Let's get to work. Okay. Join us on Ragnarok, Naveed. Here's the thing, Mal. I'm really hoping to not do that, primarily for budget reasons. For those that don't know, I had my wife and I, primarily my wife did the work, had a baby born about a month ago, almost exactly a month ago. And that baby has caused me to be a bit stressed, just a bit. And as a result, I have made a few financial decisions that maybe some might argue were a mite impulsive. Namely, I can show you one of those. Let me show you one of the impulse decisions. Okay. Impulse decision number 1 was the beautiful, amazing, world-changing Glare 60. This has nothing to do with the baby. Monka, of course it does. This does have to do with the baby. You see, everything that is the baby's dad, this guy, has to do with the baby. And so if the baby's dad is having a slightly challenging time adjusting, the baby's dad then goes and makes some impulsive purchase decisions, like extremely expensive keyboards, to make himself feel better. Which he did. Feel better, slightly. I know, still considering Glare daily. Dude, it's spectacular. You have this baby with Glare, not your wife. Oh. Alright. So, I prepared one set of stabs. TKL, so we have our space, backspace, space, backspace, shift, enter. All right, never mind, I'm missing one. Okay. Space, backspace, left shift, enter, right shift. Never mind, I'm not missing one. I feel like shit, I need a new keycap set. Exactly. I capitalismed my way into feeling better. But as a result, I find myself in a bit of a pickle where there are things that I want to get that I probably shouldn't because of my impulses in the month of July. I got 99 problems, but a lack of keycap ain't one. Or a lack of keyboard. Oh! I did the spacebar too. Nice. Past me did okay. Retail therapy is exactly what I did, Alan. That is exactly it. Oh. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. This is 205G0. Nice. Ooh. Nice. So I've had one of these in the past. The click mechanism on this, I don't know if you can hear it. It sounds quite a bit more satisfying. Yeah, and you're right, Monko, the brush looks wide. Normally, though, what happens is that once the lube gets into the brush, it kind of narrows down a bit. Ah, there we go. I don't know if you can see it. Starting to... Yeah, it's kind of hard to make out, but it's like starting to come through. That's good enough. Alright, so I want 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. What? Did I lose a stab somewhere along the way? That's not good. How did I lose a stab? Specifically a stab housing. I'm so confused. What? Aliens. Conan, I don't know what happened. I literally randomly lost. It was me. Phoenix freaking snuck into my house. Okay. Huh. I was not expecting that. Oh. Okay. So, I don't know what happened, but for some reason, I have a single night stab in a Ziploc bag, just hanging out. How? Like, I don't understand how a single, I was missing one, and I go look in my stab bucket, and I had a single night stab, potentially likely the exact one that I was missing in a Ziploc bag. I don't know. That happens when you need to change a stab that isn't working on a board. I don't know where this came from. Crap, that's where I dropped it. Maybe it's over lubed and you switched it. No, because the thing is, guys, these 2 boxes of Night V4 stabs are my only 2 boxes of Night V4 stabs. I do not use night stabs typically. Usually I use maze stabs, sometimes cherry stabs, like a couple different, but I only have 2 sets of Night V4 stabs. I have 1 set of Night V3 stabs and 2 sets of Night V4 stabs. That's all the night stabs that I have. So this is the missing night stab in a Ziploc bag, which is most likely the stab that's here on the thing, randomly in a Ziploc bag. I don't know how this happened. I have no memory of this, but here it is. It's done. Weird stuff is happening. It might be the elves, like Phoenix is saying, but yeah, this is a single night stab in a Ziploc bag that has obviously been used. Huh. Yeah, I don't understand. Okay, well, why is there an insert popped out? Insert popped out? What do you mean? What insert? Look in the bag. The bag has screws and that's it. It has screws and a washer. There's nothing else in the bag. Okay. Fine. We'll put it here. We'll come to it later. Alright. In we go. Never mind, the elves spiked my tea again. Dude, my life has just been chaos ever since. Okay, that's a little too much. Too much lube. Oh, I forgot about this. With these brushes, you have to because typically you need to kind of build up a bit of pressure in the tube so that the lube comes out initially. And then when it comes out initially, it's sometimes a bit too much, so then you have to wipe off the end. But then once it gets going, it kind of all evens out. Let's do. Okay. Nice. There we go. Okay. Hey, Standard, we're doing Eclipse TKL. Other than that, we're going to be running through a bunch of builds. Our initial build is going to be MX Blacks because we have 2 Eclipses to compare side by side. The Rag Edition, which is brass bottom, and then a regular edition, which is alu case, stainless steel weight. So that is the plan. And then we have a whole bunch of rebuilds that I want to try and get to if I can. I don't know if I'll have time for everything because I'm kind of on baby schedule these days. But hopefully we'll get through 6 rebuilds is what I would like to do. And we will speed through them. Okay. Nice. Man, these loop brushes really make it so much easier. I wonder, Shiva, I don't know if you're still here. Do they make these with BDZ in it? Because if I could get one of these with BDZ, I would be over the moon. Okay. It uses Crytox. No. I know this one uses Crytox. But if you could get one that had BDZ in it, that would be awesome. Because ever since stream, I don't know, a month or 2 or 3 back, Phoenix and I were talking about it, and he kind of convinced me to switch over to BDZ for the wire. And so I've been doing that ever since, using BDZ on the wire. I can ask, KNC gets these made. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Omnitype has a BDZ. Yeah, the problem with that is Omnitype is in the US, I'm in Canada, and you know, paying for shipping from US to Canada, or even doing the proxy thing, is just a bit expensive. So I'd rather use a Canadian vendor if I can. Okay. Wait, KNC still around? Are they still around? Actually, that's a good point. I thought they were out of business. They're US based, right? Keeps and cables. Ah, okay. I understand. Wait, for night stabs, you wouldn't use BDZ. Honestly, I've just been using BDZ for everything. All stabs. Mostly because BDC doesn't move, doesn't shift around, and I used to use dielectric grease on the wire, and that has a tendency of really moving around, and so if you put your board in storage and then come back to it a while later, all of a sudden you realize that you have ticking, or there's something because the lube that you used on the wire has migrated or moved. So one of the reasons I really like BDZ is because you can, you know, be sure that the lube does not move around on the wire. What I do for things like nights is I just use a very, very light coat. So there's no globs or anything. It's literally just almost like coloring the wire, and then that's it. I use BDZ on nights. Hey, Alquan, thanks for joining me. Yeah, I think actually it was both Alquan and Phoenix a while back that were the ones that convinced me to switch to BDZ. I'm remembering the conversation now. I think it was both of them. You have to apply BDZ very carefully. It's just hard to clean off. Yeah, exactly. And I normally, I don't have to worry about it too much because it's just a very light coat that I put anyways. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, light coat can work. I find it's a bit too thick on the newer stabs. Mikey, do you find that it's too thick? Like, what do you mean by too thick on newer stabs? Like, what's the actual issue that you're encountering? Thanks for the advice on BDZ. I'll try my next build with BDZ instead of grease. I also keep thinking Dragon Ball Z for some reason. So Alan, I used to be grease only, and I learned how to lube stabs from one of Alex's videos on stabs, like from like last year, beginning of last year. And in his video, he talked about using dielectric grease, which is why I started off with dielectric grease. But I don't know if you've noticed this, dielectric grease leaves a residue on your PCB because it always inevitably moves and migrates, and so it ends up leaving like a bit of a greasy residue sometimes on your PCB, but then it also migrates around in the stab itself and sometimes has a tendency of pooling or whatever, whereas BDZ just sticks to the wire, so it's just easier. Once again, Phoenix, and I think Elquan, I think it was you, thanks for bringing me over to this side of the house. That's another argument, by the way, Phoenix. I keep forgetting this one because when we talk about the arguments that Phoenix has won, it's not really an argument, but sort of like more like a point that he's won. 6.25 versus 7U spacebar was the original. The stab lubing thing was another one. I know there were others, but I forget now what they were. I hate dielectric. Yeah, I used to be a big proponent of it. Lately, I've strayed away, as we discussed. Nice. Okay. Let's get to our PCBs. Phoenix taught me how to be poor. Yeah, high-end boards versus mid-level boards was another one. You're right. Okay. We have our plate. We have our PCB. All right. Just make being poor the normal. That's my secret nav. I'm always poor. I was actually talking to my dad earlier. I was like, Dad, I need money. And he said, what? Oh my God, are you okay? Are you guys able to make rent? Do you have financial problems? I was like, no, man, we're fine. It's just everything's budgeted. And I spent all my hobby budget, so I have no more hobby money. I can't afford keyboards. And then he laughed at me. He said I was an idiot. Okay, let's go. How are we doing on time? We are... Where is the time? 50 minutes and I just did stabs. God damn it. We're okay though. That's okay. Everything's fine. What? Alright. Oh, never mind. There we go. Nope, wrong one. Trying to stick with... Okay. There we go. Wonderful. If I ever sell the corn, it's going to Phoenix. Would you ever sell it, Elcorn? Would you ever sell your unicorn? Like, would you actually? I spent like 20 minutes doing stabs for your Corsa. Okay, I feel better. If it took you 20 minutes, I feel better. I don't know why when I do stabs on stream, it always takes me a while. Always takes me a while. R2.2. What's the 2.2 mean, Elquan? I've never heard of that. I actually didn't even realize. I'm assuming it means run one, like release one, release two. I didn't realize Corn had 2 releases. For some reason, I thought it only had 1, but I have no idea what I'm talking about. 2.2 is the latest run, so they did do multiple runs. Interesting. What is happening? Something weird is happening. Are we okay here? Huh. I think we're fine. I was getting a little bit of movement on the stab, but I think we're okay. Son of a bitch. What? Huh. That can't be. I'm getting a weird issue where my stabs are making contact here, and it's preventing the right shift from properly going in. Like, I don't know if you can make it out, but like basically right there, the bottom of the enter is colliding with the top of the shift, and so it's not actually properly seating. Now, I mean, it doesn't matter. This isn't. This is not an Eclipse PCB. This is just one of their, like, I think it's just a PCB that was lying around. But damn, I think we're gonna have to. No, Destin, this isn't even a prototype. Do I have the enter upside down? I don't think so, because you can, okay, because on this PCB you can kind of tell, because the side that gets screwed in, there's a little bit of metal around, and then you can see up here where it gets clipped in, there's nothing. I think this is just a wonky PCB. Weird. Split right shift. Yeah, okay, fine. We'll do split right shift. It's fine. Okay. That might even make my life a little bit easier. Fine. Fine. Split right shift. Onward ho. Yes. Oh. Okay. Wait, does the plate support split right? Yes, it does. Nice. Nice. Okay, split right it is. I typically do not use split right shift on TKLs because I like the full, but I don't think it matters. Maybe use the second. It's okay, Shiba. We'll just use we'll just do split right. It is fine. Even from a sound perspective, I don't even think it matters that much. It's primarily alphas in space that I think is. I don't think the right shift is much of a risk. Plus, we did technically use full right shift for the previous Eclipse build, so I think it's okay. Split backspace. No, Monka. Now you didn't need... Oh, you're right, Phoenix. Now I didn't need the extra stab. That's so true. That's so funny, man. The problem is, I don't even remember which one was that extra stab. Yeah, I don't know where it went. That's fine. Split backspace and split right shift on a TKL is a crime. I think I agree. Split backspace on TKL, the final Brickle move. I don't even know who Brickle is. Sometimes you guys meme way too hard for me. Okay. We're almost there. Almost. Brickle was cursed, but what is Brickle? Who is Brickle? Are you just making stuff up? I feel like you're making stuff up. Okay. PCB 1 is done. PCB 2. Nice. Let's go. Split left is for the Europeans. It is, actually. Bro doesn't know Brickle? Who's Brickle? What's Brickle? Brickle was a friend. He left the hobby abruptly. Oh. Okay. That's too bad. Okay. Wait, we're not doing that. Okay, never mind. I almost put in a full right shift, but then I realized we're not doing that, so it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Brickle caused the end of Mexing? What? So Brickle was a friend, and then caused the end of Mexico? I don't even know what that means. Brickle may have just been a pickle. Rufus! Hello, Rufus. Rufus is kind of like, okay, I have an analogy for Rufus, all right? So for those of you that live or have lived in the suburbs, okay, there's always a cat, and I'll tell you this, like, in my area, shortly after moving here, there's like a Facebook group for the area that I live in, and someone posted a picture of a cat that was, a black cat with white fur around the face, sort of like white goggles, kind of, and said, hey guys, I found a cat, had a collar, I think it's lost, you know, I tried to catch it, but he avoided me. Does this cat belong to anyone? And someone replied and said, oh, that's just Gordon. He's, you know, his owners let him outside. He's sort of like the neighborhood cat. You'll see him around. You can never catch him. But don't worry about it. He's fine. That's just Gordon, right? And I actually saw Gordon once. Super chill, kind of fluffy looking cat. Just roams around the neighborhood, because that's what he likes doing. And every time you see Gordon, it's kind of like a little pleasure, a little fun thing. It's like, oh, haha, I saw Gordon today. Isn't Gordon nice? I feel like Rufus is Gordon. You know, like he sort of like pops in, looks all cute, makes a funny comment or something, and then just kind of vanishes. I think Rufus is Gordon. What am I? What am I? You're the feral cat. That's what you are. So Rufus is like a house cat that they let out, and he's like kind of cute, and he hangs around and does cute things. Elquan is the feral cat. He's the one that like someone let out a while ago, and he said, nah, fuck it, I like it out here. And so he's just been out the whole time, and like you see him, and you don't know how he survives winter, but you see him every year. He's just roaming around the neighborhood, and every once in a while he leaves a dead bird on your porch, or like a dead mouse or something. And it's like, and you see him, you see it in the camera, and you don't know if it was a gift or a threat. Like, does the feral cat like me, or does the feral cat hate me? Why did he leave a debt? Is it a warning or is it a gift? You don't know, right? That's Elquan. The cat that is smoking in the corner of the street. I'm just here to cause some havoc and then leave. That's what I'm saying. The feral cat. Okay. Oh, son of a bitch. The frickin' Galatea doesn't give me split right shift, so it's fine. We're just gonna... Our builds will have to be slightly not identical. That's okay. Why is the PCB for this Keeb so expensive? Is it expensive? How much is it? I haven't looked at the pricing in a while. We can see. Let's go take a look. Okay, you can go here. If I ever make a TKL, there will be no split right shift. Elquan, the only way for you to ensure that there is no split right shift is if you make a TKL that does not have universal PCB compatibility. And I have a feeling that Elquan making a TKL without universal TKL compatibility is against... Ooh, Manu is here. Hold on, Manu. Come on, come on, come on. Wait. It's the big guns. Okay. Yeah. We can do the things with the guns, Manu. We have the guns. You see? Doesn't even fit in the screen. Oh yeah, I was gonna look up PCB pricing. Hold on. Mix keys store. Eclipse. No, it's okay. Like, I mean, it's not it's a add-on PCB is 55. It's a little on the higher side, but it's not crazy. Like I think if we start talking $60, $70 a PCB, which I've seen, that starts to become a little bit too much for me. However, one thing I will say is that because it's H87 compatible, you can get a Galatea or you can get a McLovin PCB, and that'll work just as well. So you don't have to buy it if you don't want it. Galatea isn't cheap though. Yeah, Alquan, it's universal. The Eclipse is universal. So this is a Galatea H87. It'll work. The McLovin one will work. It's H87, right? So the Mohit PCBs that you can get a solder PCB for like 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 25 bucks, whatever that is, that'll work. So if you don't want to get one of their PCBs, you don't have to. Okay, so build number 1 is going to be MX Blacks. Let's do it. Okay, where did I put them? Here they go. So, these are unlubed MX Blacks that have been spring swapped with double stage TX springs, and the springs have been bag lubed. So these are basically, effectively, these are unlubed MX Blacks that have been spring swapped only. We're going to use the same MX Blacks that have been modded exactly the same way for both boards. And then when we get to rebuilds, we'll start to play around with other types of switches. Again, it'll be alu plate for both. Why am I getting... Who did the slave labor? I did, Nana. I did. When I lube my switches, I take them on a little lunch tray in bed, and I lube them at night in bed with the wife. So she's watching TV or doing something else, and I am lubing the switches. Are we doing top or gasket today? So Nemo, we're going to do, the comparison is going to be top mount. So the comparison build where we're comparing the Rag Edition from the regular edition will be top mount, MX Blacks, alu plate, night stabs, GMK keycaps. So it'll be as close as possible across the board. Imagine not having a switch guy. So Elquan, the thing is, I kind of enjoy doing this in bed with my wife because it's kind of like not an activity, but it's kind of just like a way to spend time together. And so I'll bring my switches in bed. We'll put on like a video on YouTube, or we'll just like chit chat, and I will be lubing switches and she'll be watching something, and we'll just kind of hang out together and spend time together. And so it's a fun way to hang out while I get to lube some switches. It also calms my ADD while we're hanging out. So it's fun. I thought you outsourced. Yeah, I don't. My switch modding, I do my own. I too would like to do stuff in bed with my future wife. Yeah, like modding switches. It's great. Need a lube ASMR podcast. That'll be funny. Oh, my switch guy did like 400 switches for me, all for 3 artisans. Wow. Definitely not what EQ is saying. No, Mikey. Elquan is definitely talking about lubing switches in bed with his wife. I know Elquan. He's a very clean-minded, polite guy. He would never imply. Never. By the way, for those of you that haven't seen the original Nixkeys build from... You see, he just said right there, I wouldn't imply. See? Very nice guy. This is a fun little cut around the arrow cluster on the Eclipse TKL plate. I haven't actually seen this before on any of my other builds or boards, but I always thought this was a cool addition to get a little bit more liveliness out of your arrows. Okay. Relief cuts, exactly. Bit of a bent pin. Each switch slot looks like a Pikachu. Oh my god, you're right, Phoenix, I see it! That's so cute! Oh my god, you're right. It kind of looks like a Pikachu with like the mouth open, and then this one here is like the little pin here is his fist, and then these one here are its eyes. That is so funny, dude. Mochief, these are just regular MX Blacks. Unlubed, spring swapped only MX Blacks. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, I actually normally, yeah, I do like them dry, Mochief. I find cherry switches that have gotten the full treatment, I find them to be too quiet for me. Just overall way too quiet. And so I have some fully treated, lubed, filmed, spring swapped MX Blacks and Nixies, and I rarely use them because I find the scratch too muted, and overall I find them deeper and quieter. Whereas unlubed MX Blacks and MX Browns are perfectly to my taste. Typically, I like to put them with a carbon fiber plate as well. So not only are they unlubed, but I also pair them with the brightness of carbon fiber. Sorry, I have a bent pen. Nav has modded MX Blacks. Yes, he has. All of you go watch Spider-Man. Was that good, Mochief? You need to try some with thinner oils for lubing them. Yeah, but then, Phoenix, what's the benefit of lubing them? If I straight up prefer unlubed because they're louder and scratchier, what's the benefit of lube? Check Discord. What am I checking Discord for? Oh my god, yes, I see it. Yeah, right. The little dips. That is so funny. That's great, dude. Fantastic. What was good about it? Because, okay, guys, I've completely given up on Marvel. They've lost my trust entirely. And so I've kind of just stopped watching. Well, to be fair, Hollywood has lost my trust. And so I kind of stopped watching TV and movie shows like 2 years ago. I loved the Avatar movies, I haven't even watched the latest one. They've just totally lost my trust. So what was good about it, Mochief? What'd you like? Same. No, that's awesome, dude. I mean, it's not awesome. It's not good that we've lost trust in them, but yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like they forgot how to make good movies, or good TV shows. Like, I just feel like they forgot how to make good stuff. So, I thought Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts was good. I thought Fantastic Four was okay. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I thought it was okay. Thunderbolts I didn't see. I saw mixed reviews and I just didn't bother. The only reason I saw Fantastic Four was because my wife wanted to see it. You know what? I found Fantastic Four to be enjoyable, but not like very good. Same thing with the most recent Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I found it to be enjoyable, but not particularly good. Yeah, a lot of modern films are slop. Yeah, I feel the same way. It was classic, and I felt the same as watching the very first Spider-Man movie. Really? Huh. I was about to, you know what I was about to say? I was about to say, you know what? Maybe I'll take my wife and we'll go on a little date. And then I realized I have a 4-week-old infant. And so, maybe no date. I liked Logan, the Batman 2022. That's about it for, oh, okay. No, you mean the one with the Twilight guy? I didn't even watch that one. I didn't bother with it. Logan I enjoyed, but Logan, I don't know. Wait, Nana, what are you calling a modern comic book movie? Like, what's your cutoff year? Yeah, because I would argue Logan, what Mochi was saying, I would argue Logan is vintage. It's from the previous era. Okay. I'm Unk. You're not that Unk, Nana. You're less Unk than me. Anything post Iron Man 2 is modern? Are you No. Okay. No. So, just to be clear, we have original Iron Man and the original Iron Man movie. So we have everything that was pre-Iron Man 1. So Iron Man 1 was like one major milestone, was Iron Man 1. Everything before Iron Man 1 was like, okay, hold on. Okay, so we have original Tobey Maguire. Okay. Original Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was one major milestone. Okay, you know what? Yeah. So we have everything pre-Spider-Man. So that includes Spawn, that includes like whatever, right? Everything pre-Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was like basically the irrelevant generation. That was like everything that was before. You can take all the old Batmans, everything before that. That was all just a giant bucket of crap, right? Different variations of crap, but it was crap. Okay. Then we have the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie. That marked one big kind of generational shift. Then from there to the first Iron Man movie, everything in between there, we're talking about the original Hulk, we're talking about, all that stuff is kind of like one so-so gen of movies where they're kind of getting their stuff together. It's like one block. Then we have Iron Man, and from Iron Man going all the way to I would say the first Avengers movie was like sort of one generation where they're kind of getting everything under their footing. Then we have from Avengers 1 all the way up until Endgame, to me, is one big chunk, which is like sort of the golden age of Marvel. And then you have everything after Endgame, which is crap. No. I'm not splitting MCU phases, Phoenix, because I'm lumping. So, first of all, Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, wasn't even in MCU, right? I'm talking about comic book movies, not MCU, right? So we have pre-Spider-Man, we have Spider-Man to Iron Man to Avengers 1 to Endgame, right? And then everything after Endgame is just crap, right? So pre-Spider-Man 1, Tobey Maguire was crap, post-Endgame was crap, and then everything in between was like different variations of okay or good. Phases are marked by Avengers movies. Shang-Chi was pretty good. Shang-Chi, I thought, was entertaining, but I didn't think it was good. Like, it was, like, kind of passable, but I don't think it was good. You see, this is, by the way, my theory, and my problem is that I believe that it's all so bad post-Endgame that it basically changed our definition of what good movies are. That's what I believe. I think that post-Endgame, literally, it changed our definition of good. Because I don't think if we took Shang-Chi, or even the recent Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and stacked them up against any of the previous gen, like pre-Endgame stuff, I don't think they would stack up. Guardians 3, I agree, has its ups and downs. Like, I thought it was entertaining, but I don't think it was good. This is my problem with everything post-Endgame, is that I think the best of it was just entertaining. Okay, on No Way Home, I agree with you. No Way Home, I think, was the only actually good Marvel movie post-Endgame. I don't know, did you guys see Ant-Man? Whatever the Ant-Man one was, the Quantumania thing? I literally couldn't even finish it. That one marked when I stopped trying. When I stopped, like, the Ant-Man movie is when I stopped trying. Like, I just stopped. Before, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, I'll try it out. And then the Ant-Man movie came out, and I was like, you've seen all MCU in theaters. Wait, Phoenix. All? Like, every single MCU movie ever made, you've seen in theaters? Usually their first weekend. Wow. What do you mean Ant-Man 3? Why are there 3 Ant-Man movies? You know what, Mikey? I actually agree with you. I enjoyed season 1 of the Loki show, but then season 2 they lost me and I stopped watching. Season 1 I thought was very good. Peacemaker. What's Peacemaker? I've never even heard of that. Loki 2 felt rushed, compressed, but introduced cool concepts. Dude, in general, I really enjoyed the ideas that they introduced in the Loki TV show. but I just felt like they kind of neutered the character and they just made him super uninteresting. Like Loki went from this like super badass, like interesting character, for me to just like, I don't know, kind of weak and unimpressive and unfun. They kind of just neutered him, is how it felt to me. Dude, Shiva, this PCB is weird, man. I don't know where you got this one, but this PCB is kind of weird. But it's Loki's redemption arc, I guess, but they still unfund him. My Manu couldn't get my PCB made on time, so they sent me something he had lying around. Dude, this is a wonky, weird PCB. It is very strange. Like, the hot swap socket here, you can see. I don't know if you can make it out. Hold on. Yeah, you see this one here? It's kind of warped and melted. Like, the actual hot swap socket looks literally melted. That's so funny. And then, the other thing, I've literally never seen this before. I don't know if you can make it out, but this one is flipped. These two are not flipped. Normally what will happen is all 3 for 7U and all 3 for 6.25 are in different directions. No, it's fine, Nick, Shiva, it's fine. Because it's just for the sound test, right? We're not going to be spending too much time on the R1 Eclipse. So it doesn't matter that much. It's just funny. It's like such a weird PCB. Maybe you should just desolder them. No. I mean, it's fine. Guys, like, this PCB honestly kind of doesn't matter. Because I just want to be able to do a back-to-back sound test as a reference point for us to have something to compare RAG against R1. So, it really doesn't matter. We're just going to do a quick sound test. We're going to compare spacebar. We're going to compare alphas, and then that's going to be it. So, don't worry. Everything is fine. Oh my god. Dude. So look. So I don't know what they did here, but you see here, they put the hot swap socket in, I think the wrong way around. And so I don't know if you can make it out, but it collided with the MX switch on the way in. Oh, it's win keyless. God damn it. Yeah, you're right. Funny. Yeah, so basically, yeah, this PCB is so wonky. Wow. Important question. Are you getting the Control 87? What's the Control 87? I have never heard of that board before. That's me every time. Win keyless and win key. So here's the thing, dude. I am a win key guy. So all my boards, almost all my boards are win key boards. I have a couple that I've gotten off Mech Market that are win keyless. But any board that I buy myself, it's always a win key. So when I get win keyless boards, it always trips me up a bit because I basically just go on autopilot when I'm building the PCB. Search in the keybit. Oh, that thing. Yeah. I saw that. So it's basically like the hinge of the noose, except it's electric, right? I saw it. I'm not gonna get it. I'm on my endgame arc. And so I only buy boards that are endgame potential boards or fun boards. And a board that reminds me of the Noose isn't really fun for me. So I will probably pass. Although I do like the idea of the electric motor that raises the angle of the board. I think that's kind of cool. But Phoenix hit the nail on the head. I have a bit of PTSD. And so moving forward, I will buy boards that I think are endgame boards, meaning boards that I will likely keep in my collection forever, or boards that are fun and cheap. So like the Pixel 67 is a good example of a fun board that is cheap. It's retro, it looks fun, it has this cool spring pogo mount thing, doesn't cost me too much money, it's fun, it's cheap, I'll go for it. This Control 87 or whatever might be fun for some people, but for me, it reminds me of the Noose too much. And so I will probably not. But post-Endgame, there would be a reboot, right? Will you start from... Was that an Endgame joke? Like Avengers Endgame? I think that was a joke. Yes, it was a joke. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Because a lot of my boards, most of my boards that I currently have in my collection are not endgame boards. And so they're all slowly going to make their way onto Mech Market. And they're going to get sold for someone else to enjoy on their keyboard journey. And... oh. For those that are curious, these are 55 gram, 22 mil springs. And they are not double staged like I thought they were. Okay, we have our PCBs done. I can't believe it, you finally made it. You mean made it with 2 PCBs done, or made it to endgame? Okay. Let us do regular Eclipse first. We will build it up, and then we will flip over to... It took a glare to do it. It really did. And oh my god, what a glare! My Glare 65 will arrive most likely next week. And for those that don't know, part of what I did is I got the Glare 60, and within a day went out and found a Glare 65 and got that. Then a couple days later I joined Lumen TKL, and then a couple days after that I got a Hippo TKL. So that was why June was so expensive, and why I need to be a little bit budget conscious moving forward, is primarily because of those decisions. Then a couple days later, freaking outing me. Yeah, I mean, like, that's why July was crazy and why August I have to be. Yeah, I got the... Yeah, and then a week or 2 or 3 later, I got the diamond, so... Yeah. God damn, freaking chat outing me. Yeah, so it was an expensive July. It was like 1 week. It was not one... Okay, it was 1 week for the 4, but then Dyad happened like 2 weeks later, okay? So it's like a little bit of a break. Oh. Should be called pulling a nav. No. I pulled a platy. Because we both know, Platy, you started that before I did, okay? Okay. Whoa. So the aged look is like all the way through. That is cool. Honestly, Shiva, I'm so curious how you achieved it, how you did it. I'm very curious how you got the aged look in. Top mount screws. Shiva, I really like how you not only packaged everything neatly, but I also really like the labels. I love the labels. It's so helpful. I don't have to go digging around for anything. I can just... Okay. That's all Sam. He labeled everything. Well, thanks, Sam, for me. So just as a reminder, guys, even though I switched bits to go from case screw to top mount screw, Shiva's confirmed that in the production model, the screws will all have the same size, so you will not have to change bits. We need labels on everything. I do need labels. You guys still buy keyboards? Elquan, I buy definitely keyboards. I'm not gonna lie, guys, if it wasn't for keyboards, I don't know how I would have made it through the last 4 weeks. Keyboards were like the little kind of breaks that I got in between all the lack of sleep and stress and baby crying and all that. Keyboards were my little escape where I was able to come downstairs here, pull out a keyboard, type away a little bit, tinker on it. It was it was my little sanity. It was like my little moment of zen was keyboards. So I'm very, very grateful for this hobby because it helped me and is helping me through a very difficult time. Okay, we have assembly 1 done. Just as a reminder, we are going to do... Okay. Wait. There we go. Top mount and best mount for a TKL. I have 2 top mount 3. 2. I have Diversity TKL, which is top mount TKL. I have 2. I have Diversity TKL and the Scarlet all brass prototype, but that one's a bit of a weird case. There we go. Okay. In terms of like actual real, because like here's the thing, the Scarlet all brass prototype, it's a bit of a weird case because it's the whole thing is brass, like the top, the bottom, it's all brass all the way through, and it sounds like it, like it has quite a bit of resonance. It's not hollow, but it definitely has resonance. And it's not like a typical TKL. Like, it's really great for the novelty, and I'll pull it out if you guys are interested to do a type test on it. It's fun. It's definitely fun. But it's not what I would call like a traditionally good TKL. I don't type on it a whole lot. It's just kind of a really fun piece to have in my collection. So I wouldn't really count that as a good, classically good TKL. The Diversity is quite good. So that's maybe one top mount TKL that I have, but that's about it. It's just those two. So I'm actually quite looking forward to both this one and the Dyad as my kind of first real top mount TKLs. Nice. All done. Waiting for keycaps. Let's go to the rag, and then we will come back and do keycaps in one shot. Okay. How are we on time? Oh, Jesus. We're an hour and 40 minutes in. I need to move faster. Okay. Okay. Ooh. Yeah, Vic, I gotta go faster. I cannot believe how fast time is moving. Oh, so we didn't show this before, but here's the back weight. There's something, this is not, so Shiva, this back weight, is this coated? It's not anode, right? It feels coated. I think it's coated. Yeah, I think it's Cerakoted. Yeah, because it's like, it almost has like a kind of matte property to it. Very interesting. Alcyon, welcome, man. I haven't seen you around in a while. How you been? Good to see you, dude. Okay. Can't anodize stainless steel. Ah, okay. Boxster, welcome, man. Thank you very much. Busy with other hobbies, keeps being somewhat on the low. No worries, man. That's what happens. Things come and go. Good. Sexy bottom, Shiva. Yes, it is. Okay. There we go. The blue and gold does look wicked. Honestly, dude, the overall coloring on this looks just awesome, and it is so freaking heavy. I think Analog Dreams is going to look stellar on this. I think it's going to look just great. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. I would have used GMK Aurora Borealis with alt mods. I do not have that set. Nav, can you show the rag top with the black bottom? What do you mean? What do you mean the rag top with black bottom? The top of blue and purple somehow reminds me of the sky. Oh, swap the tops. Sure, I could do it later, but I've already screwed on I've already screwed on the aged, and because of time, I don't want to go back and redo it. I'm already looking at the time now, realizing that I'm an hour and 40 minutes in. I don't know why I pulled this out. I already have the top mount screws. Realizing I'm an hour and 40 minutes in, and we haven't actually typed on a keyboard yet, and I wanted to get through 6 rebuilds today, and I don't think I'm going to have time to do 6 rebuilds today. So... Okay. So, for the Rag Edition, I'm thinking we'll do Digital Nightmares. The other option I had was Mitolet, but I kind of don't want to use that one. I'd rather use Digital Nightmares. For the Aged Alu R1 Proto, I have 2 options for you guys. We have Evil Dolch, which I think will look pretty good on the Aged Alu. And then we have GMK Lime. And I thought that the gray and the green of the lime would actually work pretty well with the aged alu as well. What do you guys think? Hey, still what, man? Thanks for joining. Welcome. We are doing the Eclipse TKL Ragnarok edition. And we're going to compare it against the R1. Both GMK, I approve. Yes, Phoenix, because we are trying to baseline both builds, we are GMKing it. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Done, done. But it's the only line. What line? Did I miss something? Oh. Chunky, chunky, chunky. GMK baseline is the only line. Well, I thought about, honestly, I'm not even joking, because I think my KKB sets would actually look better, because my KKB sets are quite a bit more vibrant. And so I was thinking of doing KKB, but then I realized that stream would probably riot if I did initial sound tests with KKB, comparing boards together, trying to actually get a difference in in sound between the two and using KKB. And so we ended up going GMK primarily for that. Ooh. Oh. Ooh, guys, this is a chungus. Freaking huge. You know what's funny? I feel like I've been moving non-stop. Like, I feel like I've been just non-stop moving, doing stuff on stream. And I'm realizing I'm 2 hours in, or hour 45 minutes in, and we haven't achieved anything. It's a very weird feeling to feel like I'm going, go, and I'm like trying to move as fast as I can, while at the same time not actually achieving a whole lot. Very weird. Yeah, you're fine. You have to remember you're doing 2 boards. That's true, but like, I really wanted to get 6 rebuilds in, and I don't think we'll have time for it, which is a bit of a bummer. Okay, we're moving. Hope CRP is as good as folks say. R7 is still not out yet, though. R7 CRP? You mean the keycaps? Ooh. Okay, we have our side-by-side. Yep, interesting. I've never tried CRP actually. I still haven't tried it. I got the Mitland, just love the set too much. I love it too. You know what's funny, Mikey, is I haven't actually used my set. I got it in from Novel Keys from the group buy, and I still have not used my Mitland set. Oh no way, you got both. Hannibal, how many did I get through? You mean how many builds? My dude, we're on the first build. I haven't even got to a single rebuild yet. We are on the first build with MX Blacks. Have you decided on keycaps for the dyad? I have not. Normally I wait to get, so I've realized I didn't see any votes, so we're going to use Evil Gulch because I think that'll work better. I've realized that I don't like planning my builds in advance because normally you join a group buy and then you don't know exactly what your collection is going to look like however many months from now. Like, I don't know what keycaps I'm going to have necessarily. I don't know a lot. And so I prefer to... Oh yeah, Eagle Gulch is the move. So I prefer to just buy the boards that I like in the colors that I find appealing. And then down the line, once the board arrives, I look at what keycaps I have in my library and what switches I have on hand. And then I kind of figure out what works best. So yeah, Mochief, I buy boards based on not only the colors that I like, but the colors of boards that I have. And so if there's a unique color and I don't have that color, I'll get it because I think it looks cool, and then I'll figure it out later. So like, for example, I really like this aged look, and so I'll get the aged, and then I'll figure out what keycaps go on it when it arrives. Or like, I'll be like, oh, hey, I really like this Ragnarok like pink blue thing, so I'll get it, and then I'll figure out what that looks like when it arrives. That's usually the approach that I take. Oh yeah, Evil Dulce is the right move. With this aged Alu, I think it's just gonna look sick. These boards are gonna have so different vibes. CRP R7 group buy was February. That's the longest wait for caps yet. Feb to now. Feb to... That's not too bad. 6 months. Have I waited 6 months? You know what? I have. I have the RC 759 or Kintsugi that I bought in January that arrived in July. So I had 6 months. 6 months wait for sets, but not longer. Is CRP shipping, or you still have no idea? Hello, Shy. Thank you for joining. We are rushing through 2 builds so we can do comparative stream of the Ragnarok Edition Eclipse versus the regular all alu steel weight Eclipse. And then we're going to try to run through a couple rebuilds of the Ragnarok Edition, which is basically a brass bottom with a special finish or coating for the top. Honestly, I think I regret not getting BRG. Mikey, I don't know if you remember the kitting for BRG, but BRG R3 did not have 65 kitting, so it's basically TKLs and 60s only. I do not regret. I do not regret at all. No idea, production not finished. Oh, that's too bad, man. Oh, son of a bitch. Am I missing? No, we're fine. For a moment, I thought I was missing a split right shift, and then I would be in trouble. but we're good. Alan, this is GMK Evil Dolch. It's a Geon set. I believe this is getting an R, whatever, another run. I saw somewhere on the server, so if this is something you're interested in, I'm expecting it to go into group buy sometime around time. Alright, what am I missing? No 65 kidding, based. 60 is the correct size anyways. You know what? I'm sure there are actually a lot of people that will agree with you, but the main reason I didn't get the RG was because of the kitting. Like, dude, a third of my collection is 65s, and if I can't kit it, what's the point? Whew. Okay. This has been a bit of an awkward build. Trying to do two at once. What did I miss? I missed something. I wonder what pairs best with Masterpiece, Silver, Anno, or Raw. I think Raw. Raw with that shade of blue, I think will be spectacular. Also, I really hope I didn't make a mega big mistake on this build, because if I did, I'm gonna kick myself. Because I don't know if you guys can tell, the spacebar's not coming up. Huh. Huh. Alright, what's the problem here? I'm going to just try replace it with another switch. We'll see if that helps. Try using the spacebar reversed. No. Something's jamming it. Try spacebar on the other board first. Might be a wire issue, but I don't sense any friction. Like these are fine. Huh. Stabs over tightened on the board. Binding with the spacebar slightly. So you think I should unscrew this and untighten them? This is why you don't close the board until you test stabs. Well, that is fair, but I've also almost never had this problem, so... Yeah, the second I put it on the stab, it blew. Alright, we're gonna have to pull this apart. Okay. Where is it? Try another spacebar first. Okay. Let's do that. This is Digital Nightmare Spacebar. Same problem. It has to be an issue under the hood. Nana, why did you ban Vic? What was that about? Are you okay there, Nana? What is with violence? What is with this violence so early? I legit just sat down in front of my PC, touched my mouse, and it banned her. That is a likely story. Hey, Reload, how you doing, man? Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know about this, Nana. What did Vic do to you? What's with this passive aggression on Vic? I didn't know Evil Nana was back. Yeah, Vic, I don't know. Vic, did you I don't know, kick his cat or something? This electric screwdriver is killing me. How is it killing you, Elquan? What is the problem? Okay. Let's do this. Electric screwdrivers can over torque and scratch boards. That is why when I use an electric screwdriver, I primarily only use it to remove screws, not add them. Okay. Alright, so right now it's bound up. Let's just loosen it. Just loosen the stab screw and try. I wouldn't even risk it for removing. So I loosened it. I mean, it looks like it's seated properly. PCB is scuffed. Honestly, it might be a PCB problem. Honestly, the PCB might be cursed. Is the plate touching the stab housing? It's possible. The thing is, I've built this board before with a Galatea PCB and it was fine. I think it's probably a PCB issue, maybe. Maybe like the spacing is slightly off. Just do the rag. All right. Damn. I really wanted to do the comparison. All right, hold on. Let me check. Okay. I can test alphas. That's true. Okay, guys, let's take a quick pause. What I would like to do, ideally, is tear this down, put the other, because I have another Galatea PCB, rebuild it fast with the other PCB. It's not going to be fast. You know me, it'll take a minute. But at least then we'll be able to get a full proper comparison of this versus that. However, the rebuild will take time. And that will eat into the rebuild time on the rag. So option one is I rip this apart, fix it up, and then we do a proper comparison of both boards side by side. Okay? Option one. Option two, we totally skip the old board and just focus on rag. We'll build it up right now. We'll do our type test, and then we'll try to smash through as many rebuilds as possible. If we do option one, most likely it's going to suck up at least 2 or 3 rebuilds, because I'm guessing this will take us 20 to 30 minutes to fully take apart, bring in the new plate, move the stabs over, blah, 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 blah. Why not just compare alphas? We could just compare alphas, backspace, enter mods, and just skip the stab, but that means no type test, right? That's just doing a comparison of like a couple keys at a time. So, okay. So option one is we do the rebuild, do it proper, and it sucks up like 3 rebuilds, because I'm guessing it'll take me 20, 30 minutes. Option two is we move on ahead as is. What do you guys think? Rebuild or stay the course, keep moving forward? Have a KKB spacebar. I mean, I can try, but at this point, I'm fairly certain that it's a problem with the board. Where's my closest KKB? Yeah, it's the same problem. I think it's most likely this is just a PCB problem. Oh. Oh. No, anomalous. I'm like almost certain, because this is a 55 gram spring, dude. If a 55 gram spring, it's not like I'm using a 40 gram, right? Like if this is a solid spring, I'm almost certain it's a PCB problem. Like because this exact board with this exact plate I built on stream like 2 months ago, right? A month ago, I don't remember, but I built it and it built just fine. I'm like almost 100% certain that it is a problem with the plate. Here, just to, let's do, I have a KL BCP. We can try KL BCP. Just as a safeguard. Fifi, now it's not the time, my dear. Oh dear. Okay. Fifi doesn't give a shit that now's not the time, and Fifi is here. Okay. Alright, the only thing I didn't try was another switch, so we'll try kill BCP. I don't think this will help, but we will try. Who knows, maybe long pole will help. Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm pretty sure it's a plate issue, because another issue that not plate issue, a PCB issue, another issue I've ran into, by the way, is that you see these sockets, the sockets here are actually like, here, hold on. So the socket is the wrong orientation, and so when I put in the switch for the 7U mod orientation, it's literally pushing up against the socket. I think this is just a super scuffed PCB, and this is just like a random PCB that was sent over so that they could just build the board. Like, this is not a production PCB at all, so I'm pretty sure this is just a PCB problem, guys. It's not a big deal, because it's not a problem that anyone's going to run into. Alright, let's see how the poll did. Literally 50-50, rebuild the age, stay the course. When we have a tie, you know what happens. So just go ahead. Mikey, you got it. We will move forward. Okay. Okay. We will just compare alphas. No, Shiva. So whenever there is a tie, the way that we break ties is that the first person to weigh in with a choice right after is the tiebreaker. And in this case, it was Mikey, and he said, just go ahead, we will compare alphas. So that's what we're going to do. Plastic Bits, thank you for joining, man. We are halfway into stream doing the Eclipse TKL with the goal of comparing the Ragnarok edition, which is brass bottom, that's the purple one you see above, with the Alu version, which is the version I'm currently opening up. Unfortunately, we had some spacebar issues, and that was due to the PCB, which was just a random PCB that we pulled out, or that was sent to, but anyways, all good. So just for the visual effect, we're going to put the switch in, we're going to put the spacebar down, we're just not going to compress, okay? All right, there we go. There we go. Fine, whatever. So we have build number 1. There we go. Build number 2. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this is... Oh yeah, this is gonna work great. Oh yes, yes, yes. I feel like Digital Nightmares was made for this board. I'm back, got the baby to the parking lot of Home Depot, and she let me know she was hungry before getting out of the car. Had to hop back and deploy the baby's drugs, aka milk. Dude, that is, I think, very brave of you. I have been very reluctant to take the baby out on excursions. just because I haven't wanted to deal with the headache and the problem of like diapers and hunger and stuff while on the road. And so for the most part, I haven't. Obviously that won't last forever, but for now, seems to be working okay. I do prefer digital nightmares to analog dreams. For some reason, I was expecting them in the recent run. Taking baby out anytime in the first 3 months is pure hell. Yes, I agree. And so I won't do it. Or at least I will try to not do it. Big H says hi. Are you guys together? Oh, voice chat. Nice. By the way, Alan, I think the reason it's not in the run is I think that the regular Analog Dreams was simply way, way more popular than this set. Like, I'm pretty sure you can still get Digital Nightmares on Desk Hero, for example. So I think you can still even find this set in... you can still find the set. Like, does Oblo have Digital Nightmares? I actually don't remember, but I think you can still find it in stock in a few places, which is probably why it didn't run in the recent run of Analog Dreams. I bought a CPU and motherboard yesterday. Today I'm going to get the RAM. How much is that going to cost you, dude? I don't know if... I don't think RAM prices have calmed down much, have they? Yeah, good luck, exactly. GPU isn't fun. That's a good point. GPU isn't fun either. Yep. That is true. I got lucky. I built right after COVID GPU prices started to calm down. I upgraded my my GPU and my rig. And so I'm probably due for an upgrade in maybe 2 years, 2 or 3 years. And I'm hoping that by then things will have calmed down. What am I missing? I am liking how this is coming together. Okay. It has been too long. This double build, I want to type on a freaking keyboard. I'm ready to type. I want to do a type test. Too much building. Khalas. We made it. Okay. Okay. Go away, go away, go away. All this stuff can get put away. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. We're in business. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, to the side, to the side, to the side. All right. So, this is Ragnarok with GMK Digital Nightmares. I think it worked out pretty well. I'm not... Okay, you know what? If this was my board, it's possible that I would end up swapping this out. I'm not sure if this looks slightly too busy. Maybe it's slightly too busy. But I think it works. This is more for my taste. I'm more worried that Digital Nightmares is maybe a little bit too busy with the sub-legends, and it kind of takes away from the color of the board a bit, the beauty of the board. It works. I don't know if this would be final form for me, but it works. This, on the other hand, I think looks freaking fantastic. I think Evil Dolch is the move with this aged alu look. It's just... it looks sleek. Okay. Now let's do our comparison. Platy, I think you're right. I think it's the sub-legends. Maybe it's slightly too busy. Okay, so we have Eclipse TKL Ragnarok Edition, which is brass bottom, stainless steel. Is it stainless steel weight? Yeah, stainless steel weight. With MX Blacks, aluminum plate. Night Stabs, GMK keycaps. Here, up top, we have, again, Eclipse TKL. This is the standard edition, so it's alu body with a stainless steel weight. Night Stabs, GMK keycaps, MX Blacks, alu plate. Now let's do our side-by-side. Let's start off with ASD on both and see how we like them. Let's see how we like them. Is it just me, or is the rag a bit brighter? No, Shy, these are not filmed. These are unlubed, spring swapped only. This is weird. I'm just moving them so they're side by side and maybe a bit closer to the mic. Because I kind of think the rag version sounds a bit brighter. You know what's funny, Shy, is that these are, I was actually talking about this earlier. These are my favorite. Like, I have fully modded MX Blacks, and I prefer this to them. Like, I have MX Blacks that are lubed, filmed, spring swapped, the whole works, and I prefer this to them. Okay, I think you guys are right. Yeah, you're right. Aged is a bit brighter. I hear it now. It's MX Blacks. So they're both MX Blacks, unlubed, stock, spring swap only. Interesting. All right, hold on. I'm going to move them in so you guys can see. It's just the right shift now, or the left shift, sorry. Ah, okay. It's a lot more clear to me the differences between the boards and the modifiers. So the left shift is like noticeably brighter here versus here. Let's try backspace. Interesting. Backspace actually seems maybe a bit louder on the rag. Yeah, you know what though, guys? The for the modifier keys, we should probably actually maybe not compare, because the PCB gave us problems with the spacebar. It might also be causing a bit of weirdness for the mod. So I think probably the only comparison that I would say is even remotely reliable would be the alphas. Yeah, you're right. Mic, like for sure mic position, but even from my ear, right? Like at the end of the day, this is not exact, right? This is not real science. This is like freaking garage junkyard science. So this is more like, you know what? This is kind of like, this is not science in a lab. This is more like, you know, do you guys remember the Popular Science magazine back in the day or whatever? This is more like that than anything. Interesting. You hate these, huh? Okay, how's this? We can just do a fast comparison with another switch, and then we're going to go to the rebuilds on the rag. Oh, well, I want to do a type test on the rag too. But let's just do a fast ASD with another switch, just to appease dear Shy, who's having a little bit of trouble with my favorite MX Black config. Okay. Twitch flagging me for being racist. Okay, let's do... Okay. We're going to use the Nezuko's. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Let's do that. Do that. Okay, so we have Nezuko's first. Yeah, it's not exactly centered. Hold on. All right, now it's centered. Now it's about equal distance. So the mic is right here, kind of up in the air, almost about as close as I can get it to centered. Here. Okay, now the mic is approximately close enough to centered. Interesting. Huh. So it seems a bit brighter here and a bit fuller here. That is a very interesting comparison. I've never actually been able to compare two boards with exactly the same configuration side to side, where the only difference between the two is the material composition of the boards themselves, because every other item was basically identical, right? Yeah, that is very, very interesting. Because normally, right, you kind of hear that, oh yeah, brass makes it a bit deeper, this is what it does to it, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I find that very interesting. You're right, Phoenix. Like, I know this is the expected outcome, but, you know, it's like, as a kid, when you hear about science in a class, when you actually go and do your first experiment and you actually see the difference live in front of you, it has a different impact, right? And so it is really interesting to actually go through and see the impact of like a fat brass bottom versus an alu bottom. Like, literally the only difference between the two was the brass versus alu bottom. Every other variable was effectively the same. And I mean, you know, I'm sure there's like, you know, for sure there's small differences, like position of mic, and yeah, the PCB was a bit scuffed, and sure there's that element of it. But I don't know, man. This is about as good as it gets for keyboard science, Mr. Keeb Science. Although that is not your name anymore. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do a proper type test. So, okay. Okay, let's do it. After 2 hours and 28 minutes, we have our first type test. Okay, so this is the Eclipse TKL by Nix Keys, Rag Edition with a brass bottom, with GMK, Night Stabs, MX Blacks that Shy hates, on an alu plate. Let's go. Let me do one more. Give me a second. Let me do one more. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. Not my preference. I think I want to try a different switch. I'm not loving the MX Blacks in this. I think I want to try a long pole. Now, I don't remember which switch I loved most when I did the original Eclipse. I can't use the Yogurt Phoenix. It's in use. What I have available, I have the Nezuko's, I have crepes, I have egg yolks, which are close enough to yogurts. We can do egg yolks. I have Valerians, and I have Wave Riders. I have Azaleas, those are here too. So we can do Azalea, Wave Rider, Crepe, Valerian, Egg Yolk, or Cherry Stubs. So let's get started on Stubs. We can pull it, or those of you that are active in chat can just kind of weigh in, and we will go from there. We have, but don't worry, guys. We're gonna do at least 3 or 4 rebuilds, because I'm not gonna do a full rebuild. We're just gonna do alphas, mods, and spacebar. So it will not be a full rebuild, because I want to try to get in as many as possible. Alright, we got 3 people asking for a poll. I'll poll it, just name the options again. Nezuko, Cherry Stubs, Egg Yolk, Wave Rider. Azalea first, Egg Yolk second, Stubs last. Chances are we're good, because I also have Key Geek Crepe. We can do Key Geek, Clack. We'll probably have time for more than a few. So I'm not too worried. The poll is rigged. Don't worry, Vic. Chances are we'll get to Stubs. Well, I'm saying that, but we don't actually know. Maybe we won't get to Stubs. Who knows? Okay, it's looking like Azaleas are going to win, which is fine. Right now we have Azaleas and Egg Yolk in the tie. Stubs are pretty niche. They weren't... I feel like they were a lot more popular last year. Last year I feel like they were the rage, but lately I have not been hearing about them quite so much. Everything in the hobby is niche. That's a good point. Okay. Okay, Azaleas win. There we go. Easy peasy. Yeah, we're gonna rotate. I don't think we're gonna have time for everything, because I probably have to go in about 50 minutes, so just under an hour. Maybe even a bit less. It depends on when my family gets home, because they're all out now. But most likely I'm gonna have to go in about 40-50 minutes, which will give us time for, I'm expecting, 3 more rebuilds. I'd like to get in the Egg Yolks, because I think those are pretty good HMX clack. I would also like to get a tactile in, because I know we have a couple folks out there that are pretty hardcore into tactiles. Standard, you're thinking of the camellias, I think. The azaleas and the camellias are both kind of in the same range. And they're both wing tree scratch switches. The camellias had the white housing, azaleas did not. Apparently, though, I've heard, I have not experienced it myself, but I've heard that the camellias lose their scratch after use. Shai was talking about it in his most recent video, that apparently people have been reporting camellias losing scratch because they're softer materials. So we will see. Azaleas have a white housing. This is pink. This is not a white housing. This is a pinkish. Like, it's milky pink, but it's pink. Oh my god. I was mixing the two. Oh. Oh. I swear to God, Is this a monkey stream? Oh my god. Yes. Okay, I'm sorry. Yes, these are the Nezuko's, not the azaleas. I have never tried the azaleas. I also do not have the azaleas. Oh boy. Oh my god. This whole time, have I been saying azaleas this whole time, and in my head I've been talking about Nezuko's? Is that what's been happening? Oh my god, even the option in the poll is azalea, and azalea won by 4, and Nezuko got 0. And oh my, okay. Okay, so I was talking about Nezuko. Get wrecked! Not only... Okay, so hold up. So the winning vote was the azaleas by 4 votes. Not only did I not have azaleas, but what I started doing was putting in the switch that had 0 votes. No, I don't even have them, dude. I literally don't even have them. I do not have the azalea switch at all. I have 0 azaleas in this house. I don't know where that came from, but... So the switch that nobody voted for is the switch that's going into this board currently. All right? That's what we're doing. Oh. Isn't that fun? I like Azalea, but I prefer Nezuko, Camellia, and even... Really? You prefer the T2s? Azalea are just a bit thin compared to the others. This is a keep-tatorship. By the way, can I get temp ownership of the Discord? So, Phoenix, you gave that up, dude. You named yourself successor in June. No, you named yourself... Yeah, you named yourself... No, you named yourself successor in May, but in June you didn't. So then in July, it went away. And now there is no dictator. You could have kept it. You could have literally kept it on indefinitely. You could have just kept naming yourself successor month after month, and no one could have stopped you, but you forgot. Sounds like a skill issue. Ooh. So this is one of my favorite things about NixQ's boards, is that they are often very loud. Like the Athena was a wildly loud board. And one of my concerns with Rag was that the brass bottom would really take away from the loudness that I really like about these boards. And it seems like it hasn't, which makes me happy. Your favorite is still the G1. So Platy, with the G1 though, and this is one of the reasons I haven't gotten it, is because, and I'm not able to quite get this out of your sound tests, but it almost sounds like a kind of half-quiet switch. Like, it doesn't seem particularly loud. And that's one of the reasons I haven't jumped on it yet, is because it seemed like maybe more mid-level in terms of noise, which is usually not my preference. I like loud and noisy. Ooh. Ooh, dry Valerian would have been awesome. G1, I think, is the Wingtree one. I think. Not the Huano one. Although I get the names confused, too. I think it's louder than lubed camellias, but quieter than dry ones. Interesting. Whew. Okay. I can tell. This one's going to be nice. Okay, sorry, I messed up one more time. What the hell? Okay, hold on, one more time. Wait. Whew. That's kind of nuts. No, Shy. It's so the mic. Okay, so the mic is mounted on a separate arm, and the arm is floor standing, so it's not touching the desk at all. Uh, the desk that you're picking up is literally just the weight of this board pushing into the desk mat. Because like, dude, I'm actually getting that desk. I'm getting some of that thud as well. That's kind of nuts, dude. I legit thought that the brass bottom would quieten or tame the switches a lot more. There are bump-ons, dude. It's just the bump-ons are not particularly big. Um, they're like smaller bump-ons. And I'm also running a double desk mat to try to eliminate thud. So there's two desk mats here. I think the board is just that heavy. Like, it's that heavy, it's that chonky. Do you have the new Toreros? I do. They're in the oblique. They're in this board, actually. And I freaking love them. I mean, if you have any, just toss them under the board. You don't need to... Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. I do have them. The only problem is that they come like that, so I'm gonna have to cut them a bit. Let's do this. I have these super thick, fat bump-ons that I use for certain boards, some heavier boards. It looks terrible, but I really enjoy them. In terms of sound isolation, they do fantastic. Okay. Okay. Let's try this. this out. Mikey, I got these off Amazon. So if you want to try them out, let me know and I can send you the link. We're just going to install them behind the board, so it just kind of rests on top of them as additional isolation. And we will see how this works. Okay. Okay. Let's try it like this. I do have the measurements, Alan, but I'm going to have to send them to you later. I don't remember them offhand. Okay, so this time we are on some fat bump-ons. Let's see how this changes things. Big difference. Whew. That's the one. So these are the Nezuko's, Mikey. Yeah, that was way cleaner. Wow, that was stellar. Yeah, I found that almost 90. So honestly, dude, Shy, I put these big bump-ons on almost all my heavy boards. I'll show you as an example. I got the Frog Pisante, the all brass Frog Mini, right? This guy, and even on this, I put the giant fat bump-ons on it because it was sinking so much and I was picking up so much thud. So I put these on a lot of different boards. Get the mega fat bump-ons. Even though it looks terrible, it just helps with sound way too much. Okay. All right, let's get moving. What's the next build? What was the next vote? What was next? It was azaleas, then egg yolks. All right, let's go to egg yolks. Egg yolks. Does it matter what the vote was? I mean, no. But, you know, we have to give people the appearance of choice, Phoenix, even though there is no real choice. He's about to install yogurts and gaslight us. That's too funny. Oh man, that's just too funny. I honestly cannot believe I just made up ownership of a whole Switch. Like, I don't have azaleas. I've never had azaleas. I don't know how my mind came up with those switches as an option for you guys. But, yeah, I don't know how that happened. I have no idea how that happened, but it did. I have no idea. Actually, you know what? I'm not even going to bother because I want to try to get through more rebuilds. We're not even going to do mods. We're just going to do alphas and spacebar because I want to try to get as many of these as I can. Is the aged still built with blacks? Can you run it bumped? Yeah, it is. It's right over there. Pretty easy to do that. Okay. Let me get this one rebuilt, but let me get this one slotted in with, what was the other one? Egg yolks. Let me throw the egg yolks in this, and then I'll bring out the other one too. So one thing I was expecting, and I don't know where this came from, because I had the Neo 80 CU for a while, and that one had a copper bottom with a steel weight. And then I also had the Neo 65 CU, and both those boards really tamed very loud switches. Like, it quieted them and tamed them quite a bit. And I was expecting the Rag Edition to tame super loud switches a lot more. And it seems like what it has done is simply round it out and add some fullness. Because the R1 Eclipse still was quite loud, and obviously higher pitched. And I was expecting the Rag version to just be straight up quieter and deeper. That doesn't seem to have happened. It seems to have just maintained the loudness and just made them a bit fuller sounding, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I was expecting it to have, I'm actually very curious about that. So I'm same mount. Yeah, so Phoenix, it was the same mount. We're doing top mount across the board on this. There is a gasket mount that's available, but we don't have time to get into it. I'm sure Platy, because I think there's one or two other folks that are going to get this, and I'm sure Platy's going to play around with it. Platy's really good at tinkering and throwing up tons and tons of different sound tests. So hopefully when Platy gets this board, he'll try out the gasket mount as well and throw up a bunch of sound tests. But for now, in the interest of time, I'm just sticking with top mount across the board, so we don't have to open this thing up and just can hear a bunch of different switches in it. No, Neo 80 was, it did have top mount available. I was primarily running it in pour-on gasket mount. But I did find that the difference with both the 80 and the 65 CU to deepen switches, like even the 65 CU, I spent a lot more time tinkering with, and you compare that to like the 60 Core Plus, 65 Core Plus, and the Core Plus is much brighter than the CU. Loudness is kept more with top mount. Oh, okay. right, Shy, I don't know if you're still with us, but we'll do our quick test. That's why top mount is the best mount. You know what? I do typically like top mount more. The only problem that I have with top mount is that sometimes I have found it to be a bit less, like I find good top mount a little more difficult to do because a lot of times with top mount boards that I've had, the space bar is not always great. And I found that top mount can sometimes not be as good on the space bar. So I would say good top mount is best mount, but I don't know if that's... All right, Shy, if you're still with us, here's the OG with you know, the original build from the start of String with MX Blacks. Okay, let's get back to this. I don't count mid boards. That is fair. Okay, we now have egg yolks. So this is Eclipse TKL Rag Edition, brass bottom with egg yolks. Everything else is the same. Bad. I do find top mount to expose board deficiencies. Interesting. It does have deepness to it for sure. The R1 Eclipse, the other proto that we have when I built it on stream a while ago, even that was a deeper board. It was just a loud board, but it was deeper. No, and Mikey, by the way, I loved the ADCU. I really, really liked that board. I had no complaints about it. It was just a bit of a deeper, quieter board, for sure. I don't know, Mikey. What are you hearing? Sounds fine. Parabolica is better. I don't know if you're trolling or not. He's probably trolling you, Mikey. Okay, let's do a tactile. Wave Rider, Cherry Stubs, or Valerian. Those are the three that I have. What was the poll? What was on the poll? Stubbs was next in line with 2 votes. So we will do Cherry Stubs. Okay. Valerian wasn't even in the poll. You're right, it wasn't. Neither were the Wave Riders. So if you guys want to do another poll, we can do a poll for Wave Riders versus Valerians versus Cherry Stubs. Oh, Shy. I broke my rule, and I ordered a second set of the Toreros. I think I mentioned that on Phoenix's stream the other day. So I will have some more Toreros coming in, but right now they're in the oblique right now, so we can't use them for this build. But they will come in eventually. Shai, have you tried the Toreros yet? So standard. My rule is that I don't buy more than one set of a given switch. I limit myself to 90 of a switch, no matter how much I like it, because I want to try more switches. And so essentially, if I buy a second set of a switch, I am preventing myself from trying a whole new switch, because let's say I have $200 a month to spend on switches, for example. I could get, like Phoenix does, 220 of a switch, and that's, for example, my entire switch budget gone on one switch. Or I could get 2 or 3 sets of switches, which essentially allows me to try more switches. And since we did not get a poll, oh, we did get a poll. Someone put Torero in, but that is not a valid switch. We got Wave Riders taking the lead, so we'll do Wave Riders. Okay. I mean, the thing is, Shy, it wouldn't be musical chairs, because I don't like to typically have more than one switch normally in a build anyways, because part of the fun of, you know, having a collection is having each board be different. And I like having different switches. Oh. So I think it might be time for a confession, and it might get me canceled. I have been really liking clicky switches lately. I have currently 4 different types of clicky switches. They are all installed in boards. I have 3 different sets of clicky switches on the way. And I'm planning on getting more. I love it so much. I don't know why. Yeah, so I have some melodics on the way. Wuche Big Lucky Clicky, I have been in love with. It is such a good clicky. Oh, I got one recently. Wuche Studio Big Lucky Clickies. Those have been really nice. Zeal Clickies, I'm not gonna do. There's not a chance I'm spending more than $100 on switches. That they can go suck a sock. I'm sure they're nice people, but I'm not doing it. No, thank you. Hold on. Let me tell you my clicky switches. Switch library. Hold the phone. Where are they? Switch type. Clear the filter. Clicky. Okay. Currently, I have 4. I have Kale Box Summers, which I like quite a bit. I have TTC Brothers, which I got off Destin. He was really kind and sent me the brothers that he got to review. Those are not bad. Interesting. They're kind of like silenced clicky switches. Not bad. Big Lucky Clickies. And then the 4th one, which I got recently, Otemu Spring Breeze switches. And these guys are very, very interesting clickies. I currently have them in the Class 60. This is the Class 60 with my clicky build, and you can hear it here. Hold on. It's amazing. I love it. The brothers, which are the silence dampened clickies. Hold on, I'll bring them out. Okay, The Brothers I currently have in the Athena. I kind of have the Athena done up in a bit of a kind of like a retro-ish build. So I have the brass accents on it, right, with KKB retro mixed lights. This has the TTC Brothers in it. Listen. See what I mean? They're like dampened clickies. Yeah, that's the one that TTC did, Mikey. Anomalous, it was the Otemu. Otemu's Spring Breeze was in the Class 60. This one is the TTC Brothers. I have the Big Lucky Clickies in my Smurv 80. And then the other one, hold it. I will show you the other one. Wait, I have to get back here. It's the other class board. This is the box. Oh, sorry for the movement. Oh, okay. Here's the other one, which is the other, not class board, the play keyboard. This is the Command 65. This is the previous one before the Smurv 80, right? And then this is this one. Isn't that wild? I don't know why, but I have been obsessed with clicky switches. I have melodics on the way with two other variants. What are the two others? I don't remember. A friend of mine helped me place an order because clicky switches are actually pretty hard to find. None of the Canadian vendors have them. Oh, that's not true. Beaver Keys has melodics and harmonics. I think R1 KBD has a few, but like Unikeys doesn't have it. Keybay doesn't have it. Mechland. Mechland has the Wuche Studio Big Lucky Clickies. That's although they came from Mikey, but I think he got them from Mechland. I think. I don't remember. But anyways, clickies have been my obsession. So I am going through a big clicky phase. Helen, you're a clicky lover too. Standard, are you a clicky lover too? Are there more of us? Oh, you got yours from Wuche. Okay. So anyways, it's hard to find clickies. There are not a huge variety of them, and they're a bit difficult to find. So yes, you are surrounded. Especially clicky switches that are click jacket with a tactile bump. Interesting. Huh. Would you use clickies with your Glare 60? Why yes or why no? I mean, I would. I'm not against it. It just feels like a bit of a waste to use clickies in the Glare 60. Because the problem is that when it's clickies... Okay, here's the thing. I think clickies work best in either very dampened or very resonant boards. So the Command 65 that I just brought out was an extremely resonant plastic board, and it really just brought out the click of the clicky, and I thought that was super nice. The Smurv 80 is a fully foamed up silicone dampened board, and the clickies sound great in that too. Like, the problem is with the Glare 60 is that the Glare 60 is like perfectly controlled. It is a perfectly controlled board, and as a result, makes it a bit wasteful to use clickies on it. Because you have this board that like sounds amazing with regular MX switches, and then you're just kind of wasting clickies on it because the clickies just go click, 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 and the clickies kind of don't even care what kind of board it is. Like, you can throw clickies in any board and they'll just make it clicky. So would I do it? Yes. Like, I don't have anything against it. It's just in practical terms, I probably wouldn't, because it feels like a bit of a waste. I do enjoy clickies in private. No, you gotta bring your clickies out into public, dude. For those of you that are curious, my Instagram today actually there's a short with a sound test of the Smurf. So if you're curious what it sounds like, you can go to my Instagram, today's sound test, or YouTube, I guess. But today's sound test will have the Smurf with the Big Lucky Clickies. That board has been so much fun. I really like pea flower switches for clickies. Maybe a different top housing, but the click bar, interesting. I've never heard of those. Don't do clicky on the glare. You know what, Mikey? I might do it. But we'll see. I might do it for fun. Because rebuilding the glare is a lot of fun, and it's so easy to rebuild because of the mounting style. So maybe I'll do it for fun on stream one of these days. We'll throw clickies in there and we'll see how we like it. By the way, Vic, I did cave. I caved and I have MX Blues coming in. I think they arrive next week. Oh, so that's actually 4 kinds of clicky switches I have coming in. MX Blues I've already ordered. So they are... Ooh. Okay. All right. So now we have the... I think this is going to be my winner. These are the HMX Wave Rider V2s. I got these from Beaver Keys, by the way. He was kind enough to give them to me at a meetup. It was the Ottawa meetup, like, whatever, a month or 2 ago. And I've just been, like, continuously using these switches. They've just been so enjoyable for me. Are they my top? If we exclude excluding the light tactiles, of the heavy tactiles, this is in my top 3 right now. I actually prefer these to Type Rs. All right, let's do the type test. HMX Wave Rider V2s, Eclipse Rag Edition. Okay, I like it. I want to try something, though. I want to try the force brakes. One thing I've been realizing is that I think this brass version is picking up more resonance than the regular version picks up. And so I want to try put in some of the force brakes and see, because I've been picking up a bit of resonance, like kind of the natural metallic resonance that typically comes with top mount. But it seems to be more on the brass version. Where'd my screwdriver go? Oh, it's here. More on the brass version compared to the regular version. And so I'm actually curious, maybe we can try some of those dampeners or force brakes that were provided and see how that changes things. Yeah, none of these have had dampeners, Platy, because the initial plan was to compare both boards in top mount without dampeners. Both the R1 and the current, I wanted to have them both compared to do like on like. And I just kind of kept with it to try to get to my rebuilds faster. And so now let's try out some of these dampeners and see how we do. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm just pulling out the screws. Give me a second. Okay. All right, later, Phoenix. Thanks for stopping by, man. Okay. Did I miss a screw? I did not. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, let's try this. All right. Which hardness do we want to try for the dampener? We have 40A, 60A, 80A. Just as a point of contrast, I'm thinking we go with the softest one to get the most contrast between no force break or no dampener versus what we were just doing. And then if it turns out to kill the resonance too much, we can go up from there if we want to. Okay, so let's try that. And for those that missed it, one of the interesting things about this board is that the included force breaks come in different hardnesses, which essentially allow you to play around with how much resonance you get in your board. And so that's what these are. It's funny because a force break is the language that we all use, but like, I don't know. I think dampener is probably more accurate because a force break is simply a single thing to break force, whereas this is more of a configuration thing where you can choose how much you want to dampen the resonance that you get. And so essentially these are just placed into the brackets, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can choose the different hardness to get different amounts of force break. And then you have, in the top case, I don't know if you can make it out. Will it show? Oh, there you go. So you can see right here, there's like a little space on the other side to essentially catch the top side of the dampener. Interesting. Okay. All right. Okay, I think we're gonna have time for, this might be the last build. I don't know, damn it, I wanted to get more done. I don't think I'll have time, guys, I'm sorry. I really wanted to try to get one more rebuild in, but I'm realizing it's around 4:30 now. So that means we're probably gonna have to get going after this one. That's really too bad. In retrospect, I think I probably should have abandoned the idea of comparing both boards side to side. I was so excited about the idea of doing a like for like sound test of like essentially two different boards, identical, materials are the only difference. I thought it would be really cool. But it ended up sucking so much time out of the build. Yeah, that's too bad. I was really hoping to get 3 more rebuilds done, guys. That's really a bummer. Okay, so this time we have Wave Rider V2s, except the only difference is we've added the force break or the dampener, and we're using the 40A dampener. So this should, in theory, cut down on the most resonance because it is the softest dampener. So let's see how we do it. Honestly, that is very interesting. Okay. All right. So, I think I like it with the force break more than I like it without the force break. However, I think I would take the hardness of the current force break and go from 40 to 80. I think this one killed the resonance a little too much for my taste. I want a little bit more. So I think I would go up 1 or 2 steps. The other thing, I think I actually prefer the sound of the force broken version more without the bump-ons. The depth, it adds a little bit more kind of oomph to it. I think I actually prefer it without the fat bump-ons, because these bump-ons, right? They, okay. So I think this is it. I think if I'm going top mount, but I am not doing force breaks at all, I think I like it with the bump-ons, right? Because then you're kind of going for a clean resonant build, and you don't want the death thud in there. You don't want any of that deeperness and whatever in there. But I think in its current config, I think I prefer it. I think my favorite actually so far is with the dampener without the bump on. It adds like a fullness to it. For top mount, that makes sense. Constants, diversity have force break for top mount, so I get why the dampeners help. Yeah. Interesting. You know what? I'm actually not okay. I think what I would probably do with my own version, like my own Eclipse, I think I would play around, because I think I would definitely use the force break. Oh, you know what? The other thing is I haven't even used the gasket mount yet. I haven't even played around with gasket mount. Normally, though, when it's a good top mount, I prefer top mount. So I think what I would probably do is keep the top mount, use the dampeners, increase the hardness, but skip the bump-ons, I think. Yeah, Platy, I don't know if you were here. I was actually saying earlier, I don't think I'll have time to do the gaskets on stream, because I'm going to have to go in a minute. So I'm kind of hoping that when you get the board and you do your sound test, that you'll do like a more thorough test than I will because of it. Because normally you get through a lot of different configs and builds when you do your sound test, so I'm kind of hoping you'll throw it through the ringer. I really wish we would have gotten to see the EC kit too. Honestly, that would be pretty interesting. I still do not have my first EC board. I'm just gonna crank builds. Yeah, man. That's kind of what I was hoping / expected, is for you to just like go machine mode and just like start pumping out different builds and sound tests. I'm very curious how the gasket will sound. But I was kind of prioritizing different builds over different mount testing on stream. So hopefully you'll get to it. I'm very curious to see how you'll like it. All right, guys, I think I need to get going. We are at 3.5 hours, and I have a family that will be home any minute, and I got to clean up my office. So thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate you. Let's see who we have to raid. Standard, thank you for joining. I appreciate you as well. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me today. This was fun. I'll see you around on the Discord. Looks like we have Bowl live. We can give Bowl a raid. Cool.
Who knows? I would like to go to Mechanicum, but I don't have the cards. If you don't have 16 Louis Vuitton walls, I've been using this, you know, like the wood walls? That's what I have. I got it for my birthday like 6 years ago. So that's my wallet. Except I gotta clean it out. It's getting too thick. I like have stuff in there. I have the
subway card from Korea from last year. So I need to clean it up. Thank you, VP, for the raid. I was watching your stream while I was setting up. I hope the rest of the stream went well. Hope you have a good Saturday. If you're hopping off, and if any viewers are staying, well, welcome. We haven't started building yet, so you haven't missed anything. I'm so sorry, man. I couldn't read it immediately in the middle of my story. Yeah, the Bulls stream manager. Maybe I need one. He does enough as the Bull keyboard private manager. Still not modded. I don't know how to do that. I can whisper you. How do I make you go? Hello guys. We just went through the schema stats. Well, the current schema stats. That will be updated once we have the rest of the vendors numbers, and then I'll put them in my Discord. So you guys can check them all out. But it will be a busy time once they're fulfilling. I'm really anxious to see what the other vendors report. I don't think they'll see until. Okay, now you're on. I don't know how to. I think that's right. It says that you're granted privileges. But I'm anxious to see what the other vendors report. I don't think they'll see until Monday. Manu, you want to make a nice graphic for the schema sales data? Since you know mine look like a disaster. You have nothing better to do. I've just been enjoying doing graphic design for the Pinduoduo I am. Am I happy with scheme members? Yes, I'm very happy. Good job. Thankfully, it met him cute. That's it for her. But that is not what building takes. Go to do building the PNG in IAM. Which is like bold keyboards. Not that it's here's the case. So that barely fits. That's crazy. But basically, it has a top case and a bottom case that are injection molded ABS. So this is not the final version. It will be a bit more transparent, and it will also be like frost. So we'll show that when it has a lot. Functionally, same thing. And then bottom case. So as you can see, it has inserts and weight slot. No, don't ban you. You didn't do anything. And they go together. So functionally from the outside it looks just like the regular PG. But plastic. It does not have room for GH60 unfortunately because well I should say I should probably try it. It might fit. But it doesn't have room for the adapter, I don't think. But I'll have to try that actually. 1 second, let me go see if I have the adapter. I think I do somewhere.